Ion South Asia is brought to you by Wells Fargo. Wells Fargo, together we'll go far.
Welcome back to Ion South Asia. Sanjeev, I hear some disappointing news about Jet Airways.
Like I said, that we talked about it, that we have got a couple of headline news.
Yes.
So in this second round, I think we start with Jet Airways. To our viewers, if you really love to fly Jet Airways, guess what? From September 10th onwards, you will not be able to fly Jet Airways from New York. You can fly from Newark, New Jersey, but as of September 10th, Jet Airways will suspend their operation from New York JFK Airport.
Yes.
And the reason for that is because of struggling airline and the continuous running into losses since last 5 quarters.
And the loss has been quite substantial, up to about 295 crores.
Right.
And so, they've basically been serving several cities like to Mumbai, Chennai, and Delhi, all through Brussels. And so the New York one, which I've flown out of several times, unfortunately.
Well, a lot of people really love to fly Jet Airways. And think about some people who already booked their flights past September 10th, especially in the holiday season, November, December. They will have to now reschedule their flights. Of course, Jet Airways will help them to reschedule their flights, but they will have to fly from Newark, New Jersey, which will remain. And we talked about Air India strike, which actually currently is still going on. I think it's about a month and a half. And most of Air India pilots are on strike, and that's when Air India kind of helped passengers to go out of the country through Jet Airways, because many people were stuck in India when they had return flight from India to US. They had to use Jet Airways.
I see.
So they either came to JFK Airport in New York or to Newark Airport.
Right.
And now this news really came out today that Jet Airways will suspend their operation out of New York JFK Airport from September 10th onwards.
Exactly. And they're going to be keeping their connection through Brussels the same.
So far, this is the only news that they have, and the change that they have shared with us.
All right. So another pretty big story here in the U.S. Concerning like an Indian company, but also bridging over to the U.S. is Mahindra and Mahindra. I guess one is based in India and one is Mahindra USA. And they're the Indian car maker. And they've basically been interested in bringing the SUVs and light trucks into the U.S.
So I think starting from 2004.
Right.
Right.
And they've been partnering with several dealers here in the U.S.
Right.
And actually what has happened is the U.S. dealers, they've been working with Mahindra to kind of create a network for them and advertising and promotion and that sort of thing for this company, because they are overseas, so they do need a partnership.
Right.
And what happened is Mahindra is supposed to obtain a U.S. certification in this process, and that was delayed. I believe
they submitted paperwork late.
They submitted it late.
Right.
And what happened is these
EPA, Environmental Protection Agency.
These dealers, they actually ended up giving over a lot of their confidential information and I guess like trade secrets, the same sort of issue. And as Mahindra is kind of backing out of this deal or delaying this deal, the dealers are getting very nervous. And so they've actually filed a lawsuit against Mahindra from several states, such as the Coast, Buick, GMC, Cadillac of New Hampshire, and in Florida, California, New Jersey, and Washington.
Exactly.
So you know, they're saying that Mahindra is possibly planning to use this money that they've obtained from these deals and the trade secrets and that sort of thing to enter the U.S. market by themselves,
Right.
because they have all the information at this point, and you know, they're trying to break this tie. So it's been said that this is like a clear act of fraud.
True, and I think we must add that Mahindra, you know, actually duped this hundreds of U.S. automakers and walked away with 9.5 million in cash and over 100 million in trade secrets
Wow.
since 2004, in
Yeah.
8 years.
And if they do actually use this opportunity to
Right.
build their own dealer network and that
Right.
sort of thing, then the loss could be even
Even
more.
bigger. Yep,
Right.
exactly.
Because the other dealers turn into competitors.
Yep.
So,
I mean, it is a bit complicated. I mean, you know, there is a EPA also involved, an Environmental Protection Agency, because that's where Mahindra & Mahindra supposed to get a certificate, and they had to submit, you know, their forms and their requests and everything, which they did it late. So I'm sure somewhere I think government is going to get involved and try to clear this mess. But whatever it is, I think, you know, it is hurting the reputation of Mahindra & Mahindra.
right. Maybe Preet Bharara is the guy for the job. Who knows? So, on that note, we actually have,
Just in the connection of that.
yes, we have a similar story,
Exactly.
which is very interesting.
You mentioned Preet Bharara, and now we're about to mention another Indian now.
Yes, his name is Shrikant Srinivasan.
Right.
He has been nominated by Obama to the nation's second highest court, the U.S. Court of Appeals, and he's going to be the judge. So he is succeeding another Indian American
Right.
who was in the same post,
Neil
Kumar
Katyal.
Katyal.
Right.
And you know, they're basically like the first South Asians to take this post and that sort of thing. So
And making history in becoming the first South Asian to be ever nominated to the circuit court. So,
exactly.
But now again, Mr. Srinivasan is going to have to go through confirmation process. So if confirmed, he will be the third South Asian named to any federal judgeship.
Right. So congratulations to Mr. Srinivasan.
Right. Where is he from actually, exactly? Right here. Born in February 23rd, 1967.
I believe he was he grew up in Kansas,
Right.
and I guess he's just based in Kansas.
Okay. Good.
So-
So, you know, good luck to Shrikant Srinivasan.
Absolutely. And we have another interesting story
That also relates to it.
regarding fraud.
Exactly.
So the story is titled "Phantom Desi Debt Collectors Extort Money from Americans."
When this came out for the very first time, I would say a couple of weeks ago, a month
Yes.
ago or so, I didn't take it seriously. I thought maybe it was just I shouldn't say a
Just
joke.
a small scale
I shouldn't say a
thing.
joke, but I thought maybe it was just a like minor story and maybe something happened to some people and they reported it. But as the time went by, I think the story is really shaping out to be one of the biggest frauds
It's
or something
quite
like
a
that. It's
scam.
quite serious.
Right. And what happened is that you have several Americans who are struggling and in debt, and they get a call from an Indian calling center
Right.
company, and you know, they're armed with personal information where these Americans may have gone online to fill out applications and stuff for loans. So these debt collectors, or you know, phantom debt
Right.
collectors, they're asking for information, and what they're doing is also extorting money from them. So they're saying, we're collecting your debt.
Correct.
And they
Give
have
us your bank information. And,
Exactly.
And then the people did actually.
And they have actually managed to collect more than $5 million in, you know, phantom debt, and this is devastating for these Americans because they're already struggling financially, and they're being asked to fork over this money to whoever it is, and they've actually traced these call centers back to this one company in California.
Right.
And it's run by Kirit Patel. So there's not much detail into that.
I think more details will come out. But this
Exactly.
story reminds me, I think, you know, since last several years, I don't know whether you, but I know many people, including me, used to get emails mainly from Africa. Right, South Africa, that I'm so and so, I'm widowed, or I have this much of wealth, and I have inherited hundreds of millions of dollars, and I can't take it, but I can share it with you. So send in your name information and the banking information. We'll make sure that within 30 days you will have these hundreds of millions of dollars transferred into your account.
Yes.
And that was a big scam also. And then I think a lot of people, usually elders and the seniors, give out their information, thinking maybe they'll get some money.
Right. And there have been several scams out of Nigeria, for example, and it's unfortunate because Nigeria has in some ways been typecast in this whole scam situation. Right. And we don't want that to happen to India as well, because India to a large extent is being tied to its call center culture. So there's already a kind of I guess
maybe this is part of call center also.
Well, call centers were used in this case, so that's unfortunate. But if anyone is to get a call from a debt collector, really they should be sure where it's coming from.
Just be careful. That's all.
Yes. Yeah. So, all right, we're going to take another short break.
Right.
And we'll be right back on Eye on South Asia.
Eye on South Asia is brought to you by Wells Fargo. Wells Fargo, together we'll go far.